You're watching a presentation of Pro Prospect Sports. Are you a student athlete, male or female? Do you put forth the effort to get the grades? Are you a freshman? Are you a sophomore, a junior, or a senior? Do you want to know how to use your athletic ability to earn your education? Then follow us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Pro Prospect Sports. I'm your host, Terry Humphreys. Every young American athlete dreams of receiving a college scholarship. Pro Prospect Sports examines and takes a real close look at how these kids can achieve that dream. But first, let's take a look at my favorite collegiate program. It's the U.S. Naval Academy. The sport, well, isn't it obvious? Football! The United States Naval Academy was founded in 1845. The then Secretary of Navy, George Bancroft, established the school without congressional funding on a 10-acre Army post named Fort Severn in Annapolis, Maryland. The Naval School became the United States Naval Academy officially in 1850. The first class that was convened was made up of only 50 midshipmen and only 7 professors. Today, the campus of 10 acres has increased to 338 acres, and the original student body of just 50 midshipmen has grown to a brigade size of 4,000 men and women. Congress authorized the Naval Academy to begin awarding Bachelor of Science degrees in 1933. Since then, the development of the United States Naval Academy has reflected the history of the country. As America has changed culturally and technologically, so has the Naval Academy. In just a few short decades, the Navy moved from a fleet of sail and steam-powered ships to a high-tech fleet with nuclear-powered submarines and other vessels. The United States Naval Academy has one of the most outstanding traditions captured in its athletic program. All the way from sports like softball, baseball, soccer, the United States Navy also has one of the most outstanding and consistent football programs in the country. The Naval Academy first accepted women as midshipmen in 1976 when Congress authorized the admission of women to all of the service academies. Women comprise about 13 to 14% of entering plebes or freshmen, and they pursue the same academic and professional training as do their male classmates. Each year, college coaches and high school coaches get together at association meetings that bring coaches from all over the country to the same location.
It's great to be a part of. It's great to be invited to be here, and simply selfishly, it's great to come and see some old friends that you've known for 30 years too.
The coaches and these symposiums and lectures are focused on educating each other, sharing trade secrets and coaching, new techniques, reviewing old established rules, guidelines, and different coaching models that exist across the country.
It shows what great spirit and things we have from our coaches. They want to learn, they want to get better so they can do a better job with the young man. But it's a year-round project.
There's an opportunity for high school coaches to make recommendations to college scouts of players that they've coached that they recommend and believe can make it at the next level. This is where the college scouts begin to learn about you. We're joined today by Coach Gerke of Edgewater High School here in Orlando, Florida. Coach, through conversation with you, I'm learning from the day you met him, this was a special kid.
Yeah, you know, you can really tell the ones that have a desire to compete, a desire to excel, but Mike was perhaps the most focused individual, both on and off the field, I'd ever come in contact with.
I understand, you know, he didn't come to you as a freshman, but you got him as a sophomore.
I got him as a sophomore, and the day I met Mike and his dad, Mike told me at that time that his goal was to be the best player he could be, and that he wanted to go to Ohio State University.
He knew at a young age?
He knew at a young age. His parents were from the Midwest.
Okay.
And, you know, nowadays the recruiting aspect of high school athletics is so much greater than it's ever been.
Right.
But Mike never wavered. I'm going to Ohio State.
Did he often, talk like a loyalist, even at that young age? And when the annual rivalries of like a Michigan, and Ohio State would come around, did you ever notice a rise in his enthusiasm about Ohio State or the game or the matchup itself?
Totally intrigued, but with the way, the pageantry that was involved.
Okay.
And he never wavered. Nowadays when you're a national recruit, it's almost mind-boggling some of the things their parents and the player goes through.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike didn't have that problem because he never wavered. He wanted to go to Ohio State.
So tell me about Michael as a student off the field, leadership, qualities, skills, in that way. How was he regarded or embraced by his peers?
Well, he was the first player. At the time, I'd been coaching 33 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first player I ever coached that was an early entry. And that's kind of an uncommon thing in the state of Florida, even though it's become a lot more popular the last few years. Mike was able to go early, and that's all he talked about. His guidance counselor, his teachers, his peers were totally impressed with the fact that he never wavered from his goal. Mm-hmm. And his goal was to get there as quick as he could so he could go to the next level and be productive in their program.
No, that's a rare trait, I take it, in young athletes coming up, right?
Especially nowadays.
Okay.
A lot of them are really, really into instant gratification.
What can young athletes do to assist themselves as well as their parents or guardians, to prepare for the walk into achieving a scholarship, an athletic scholarship?
The faster you put together a plan on how you're going to approach it, who's going to be involved in the decision, and how you're going to go about making that happen for yourself is probably the most beneficial thing a young man can do. Involve their teachers, their minister, their parents naturally, their guidance counselors. Because it is not just an athletic decision. It is an academic decision that once they sign their name, they have to be willing to say, I'm going to get a degree from this university.
At what year, what age should these kids really start considering having a plan for pursuing, catching the interest of collegiate level athletic departments for their particular sport? Freshman year, sophomore year?
There's two parts to that really are important. Number one, I think as a coach, as a high school coach, you need to identify those young men that have the physical attributes to play at that level. There's all levels of collegiate sports. The bottom line is you want them to graduate from college. But if you can identify those young men as ninth graders and get them to their guidance counselors, get them in the right classes, get them in the right tutoring sessions, I've found over the years it is not a hard thing to accomplish if you stay on board and everybody's on the same page there.